Time. You're going to go first, Deputy.
And then the Minister is after stepping out, and that's okay. He'll be back with the question and answers. First of all, can I welcome that the report was published in a timely fashion? I think that was important. It gives us all an opportunity, particularly those of us in the Public Accounts Committee who are going to be dealing with the Development Board in the next number of weeks, to have the report and to be able to go through it forensically, I think was important. I've only a couple of minutes, so I'm only going to focus on one area, and that is this narrative that the Minister is now putting out, that he's been vindicated in the decision to go ahead with the construction of the National Children's Hospital. What he fails to actually, I suppose, explain to people is that the whole point of the two-stage process was that if we were not happy with the guaranteed minimum price process, there was an option there to pull out and to re-tender. The difficulty was that by the time that decision, or by the time the Minister and the Department and the Cabinet had all of that information, that option was no longer an option. So I don't think it's fair that the Minister is saying that he's vindicated in the decision to go ahead. He left it so late, he had no option but to go ahead. And I think that's an important point. The other area is the steering committee and the project programme committee that was put in to actually oversee the Development Board. The report was very critical of the powers of those two groups. I mean, you had the steering group, which was made up of Department of Health officials and the HSE. And some of the things that the report outlined was that it was a pretty toothless oversight process. They could only deal with information which was given to them. And there was a lot of criticism of the board itself. Now, that is a challenge for the Minister, because you have a report which is very critical of the role of the board. The Minister has said he's going to strengthen the board. Unfortunately, there's no legislation there to allow him to do that unless he removes members of the board, contrary to what he said at the Health Committee last week, where he said he does have the power to put additional members onto the board. I checked the SI, that is not the case. It's set out in legislation what the maximum number of people on the board can be. So in order for the Minister to do what he proposes and to bring in some expertise onto the board, he needs to remove some members. Now, I don't know when the Minister is proposing to do that. I'd put that question to him later. But the report was a costly report for stuff that we more or less knew. It's €4,500 a page. That's what it works out at, over $500,000. And a lot of the information in the report was already contained in the Mazars report. So the only good thing to come out of the report, I think, in addition to what we had already known, was the recommendations. And I know the government have said that they need time to oversee those recommendations, and they are committed to implementing them in full. But that remains to be seen. But I just want to get down to the questions and answers, and hopefully the Minister is back by the time we do that.